This bill will not, let me repeat this bill will not raise taxes on anybody making less than $400,000 a year. When it comes to the benefits of this bill, you don't have to take my word for it. Nearly 130 economists, 7 Nobel laureates in the economics, I should say, former Secretaries of Treasury, former Federal Reserve Vice Chair, former Director of the Congressional Budget Office wrote that this bill will, quote, will, quote, fight inflation and lower costs for American families.
230 economists wrote letters to Congress saying that the Inflation Reduction Act would actually add to inflation. Penn Wharton's budget model said the same thing. If there's a chance that these people are right, is now the right time to do this, considering how high inflation
is? They're wrong.
is?
The overwhelming majority of people. We just had Secretary.
And may God protect our troops.
President, what do you think inflation will come given today's jobs number?
Russia is wrongfully detaining Brittany. She never should have had to endure a trial in the first place. We have repeatedly called for Russia to release her immediately so she can be with her wife, loved ones, friends, and teammates. Under President Biden's direction, the U.S. government continues to work aggressively, pursuing every avenue to bring home Brittany, Paul Whelan, and every American.
I would highlight there are 2 areas of not weakness, but danger. The first is if you've got GDP shrinking when you're adding jobs at this kind of rate, it has to mean that productivity is going down. And if productivity is going down, what that's going to imply for wages is not great. So you're probably going to see a continuation of this kind of negative real wage growth.
We're on the cusp of passing the most important step we can pass to help Congress to help us lower inflation, the Inflation Reduction Act.
So now it's simply saying, oh, we're looking for a new generation of leadership? No, the people are not that dumb. And that's why leading with Democrats across all groups, we are finding that we do not believe the messaging that's coming from the DNC and are basically saying it's not about a new generation of leadership. It's about the economy. It's about the recession. It's about inflation. It's about jobs. It's about basically the same kitchen table issues that this Democratic Party, led by Joe Biden, are failing to address. It's going to continue to sink. Let's see if those profiles in courage will finally stand up and just say, no, we don't want him for these reasons, and articulate them clearly.
You know, I know most families are focused on just putting 3 meals on the table, taking care of their kids and paying their bills. Helping you do that is my job. That's a president's job as well. After watching my predecessor every single year increase the debt, the federal deficit, every year for the 4 years he was in office, I said no more. The days of exploding federal deficits are over, and I've kept my word. Just take a look at the facts. The deficit is down a record of $1.7 trillion this year. That's right, 1.7 trillion with a T. And that's on top of $350 billion reduction in the deficit my first year in office. I know people will hear today's extraordinary jobs report and say they don't see it, they don't feel it in their own lives. I know how hard it is. I know it's hard to feel good about job creation when you already have a job and you're dealing with rising prices, food and gas and so much more. I get it. I literally can remember sitting at my mom and dad's dining room table and watching them choose which bills they're going to pay that month, because there wasn't enough money to pay all the bills. I get it. That's why I'm doing everything in my power to lower the cost for families.
Do you think Joe Biden should be running for re-election in 2024? Will you support him when he does, if he does?
I think Joe Biden should do whatever he wants to do. If he feels that he's in a position to win the presidency again in 2024, then that is a situation that everyone should evaluate at the appropriate time. But I think that he needs to continue to be allowed to do his job they are going
Okay.
to lower the costs of working folks, and I'm going to be proud to support that legislation.
I'm going to take that as a maybe he should.
It'll make historic investments in clean energy security. The security of the country is at stake. We're going to save American families hundreds of dollars a year on paying their energy bills by allowing them to have money to invest, by allowing them to put in new windows and doors and solar panels and the like, and get tax credits for that.